Yeah. You still can't hear me? It still isn't working? Still nothing? Oh, you can now? You can hear me okay? I just want to check before I continue talking. Sorry, I got everything jammed up here. I see Mel Mac did a thumbs up, but I'm not sure if that you can hear me okay. Oh, good. Okay. I don't know what that was because nothing, I didn't really change anything. It's just typical. So, anyway, okay. I have to remember to come and cut that out. Or not. So, okay. So, let me start over. This is the Animal Intuitive Show. My name is Annangelo Webb, also known as the Animal Intuitive. And on the show, we talk about things like animal communication and holistic pet care, like animal massage and acupressure, which I practice. And I'm a professional communicator of over 17 years, interspecies communicator or telepathic animal communication. And so we do weekly Furry Thursdays. Some weeks I do live animal communication. This week I'm actually not going to be doing that. I wanted to do a bit of a lesson this week, and I've been a little bit crazy lately, just a lot going on, and I felt like I probably should not do a 7:30 live animal communication read. I don't call it that. See, that's why I shouldn't be doing it. Live animal communication at 7:30 at night right now. So I don't actually usually have consultations that late to start with. I do it for the show, but I take a lot of time to prepare for that, and I really have been busy. So we finished this class. Some of you were in it, which I'm so happy about. This week we finished animal communication, acupressure, and mindfulness for you and your pet. And it's amazing how much goes into the post of that, like having to do a lot of editing. And I had to switch. I'm on the same site. It is still animalintuitiveacademy.podia.com, or just go to intuitivetouchanimalcare.com. That's my website. But it's amazing how much goes into editing and everything, and just getting it just right, because I really want it to be a very high quality product. And it's not just a thrown up there like, oh, I'm calling this a master class or a, complete class and you'll learn everything. And it's not a thrown together thing where I'm just saying that. It's actually a very good foundation in animal communication, and it will be preparing you to go up to level 2 and 3 if you want to become a professional animal communicator through my academy. So I'm really putting a lot of time and effort and energy into it. It will be completely up there, just so everyone knows, on the site. Part of it is up, not all of it will be up this weekend. And if you do go to the main page for it right now and you decide to go ahead and purchase it, you will be enrolled to, you will get the whole thing, you'll get the downloads. However, you're going to be sent a link to go to a different page on that site, because it's just a lot of technical stuff, but the course is being moved to a different page on the site. So some of it's up, most of it's up, and the rest is coming very soon. So I wanted to do a little bit of a lesson, and thank you. Good night, Owl. Yeah, I wanted to make sure it was really a good quality product for everyone who invested in it. So I wanted to talk a little bit about a lesson for how we can help our animals who might be a little stressed out it's a little bit of how we can help ourselves, because that's part of preparing for animal communication and doing good work with our pets, is grounding ourselves. So I'm not going to go as in depth as I do in that class, where I'm going to talk about the actual acupressure points tonight. I just really, as I said, I didn't have the time to just put all the stuff up in front of me that I need to really do a good class like that in depth. But the heart of it is here, and it's, how do we communicate with animals? So real quick, I just want to do a little bit of grounding. I won't do a full meditation. Sometimes that can be a little rough when you're on a live stream and people are watching the replay. They don't always want to do that. But just going to start with a few acupressure points that are easy to access on you and your pet. And it's not too complicated. We don't have to go into like finding Soon measurements, which is like a form of measurement in acupressure that we learn in the class. But these are very simple, but really, really super effective. So they're right on the face. The first one is called Yin Tang, and it's that one. I'll tell you what it's called. It's right here. It's right above the. It's it right here. I'm going to show it to you. And you can kind of feel a little bit of a ledge right there almost, and you fall into like this little tiny divot here. Basically, it's your third eye. And just you don't even have to be exactly where like somebody would put an acupuncture needle. You just pressing there is going to access that meridian. It's on what's called the governing vessel meridian. Technically, some people say it's not part of it, but it follows that line. And that's a very long meridian that runs over your head, down your back. I'll say on a dog, under the tail, or a cat. And so it's when you press on that point, we're energetic beings. Everything's connected. So you're making connection with that whole meridian. But this point is excellent for opening the senses, which is really good for animal communication. So the pressure is like a medium to light. You don't have to push very hard at all, except it is not just like on the surface of the skin. There is some pressure to it. And just press for about 30 seconds or so, up to 60 seconds usually. It's always nice to take in a deep inhalation and exhale slowly out of your mouth. Do that a few times. And this is a point that you can also do on your new pet when they're coming into the home, and maybe you're trying to show them things like how to do potty training. It helps with focus. I also I feel like all the points tend to be centering and grounding. Some are more calming than others. Some are a little bit maybe more energizing. I find this one to be, well, intuitively feel what you feel, but it is for focus. It's good before training, but it's, opening the senses. I don't know. I also find that it can be rather relaxing. And then we're going to go under the nose. You have this under the nose above the upper lip. You have like an indentation here. This is also on the governing vessel meridian. So it passes over the head, down the back, under your tail. This point I find to be very relaxing. That's why I'm mentioning it, because if you have a dog in the home, for instance, it can be a little challenging to do this point, or a cat, whatever, but it can be a little challenging. They might resist you a little, but I find a lot of times with animals that they pick up what is good for them and they'll relax into it. Also, when you're doing these points, you do want to, I'm showing you these so that you can balance yourself and then go to your pet. So this is good for getting you ready, you centered, to do some acupressure and communication with your pet. when you work with your pet, you would want to approach them like, just sit down with them, pet them along the head and the spine like 3 times. Just get them aware of that you're there, you're making contact energetically, and just let them know that you want to do something that you feel like is going to be really nice, relaxing for them. Animals pick up on our intentions. You can show them images just in your mind's eye, which is great with this point yin tang. You can picture what you're going to be doing, show it to them. Trust that they're receiving it, because animals communicate telepathically naturally. And when you do a point on them, you want to balance them out sort of by supportively by holding them with one hand. So like if this is I wish I could show you on her butt. It's kind of hard the angle she's at. If you have your point, say, on her head, you maybe want to put your other hand on her like shoulder area, somewhere that just helps that, because if you feel like if you're just like pushing on something, they might go like that, So you want to make that support contact. It's like we're doing something here, but it's gentle and supportive. So this is a great point actually for just to disclaimer, I'm not a vet. I cannot diagnose or treat illness. However, this point has been used for thousands of years, starting in China, with resuscitating people. It started with probably with people being resuscitating people who have been in shock or coma, seizures. You can use this with an animal if your animal is having a incident like that on the way to the vet. You of course want to make sure you're getting them to the vet. And then this point here, this is on the conception vessel, which runs the midline of the body, down along the chest, the stomach, goes in between their legs. And this point is so relaxing. I find actually sometimes if I really need to, I'll do both points at the same time. That's super relaxing. But this point, it's really super grounding. So if you can get your animal to let you do this point, we never want to force them, but if you can gently suggest it and they'll let you do it, it's really good to get them centered and grounded, but especially good for us to become centered and grounded. Thank you so much for putting the link on there. Mel Mac, thank you. You're so great. Thank you. And what we're looking for is an energy shift. So I can feel it, and you probably can too. I don't know, if you're just trying it, if you necessarily feel it, but go back and do this again later. And notice that, like, I often find that if I'm needing to settle a little bit, when I do a point like this, there's a point where I just feel like taking in like a deep breath, like a sigh. It just does something. I can feel the energy shift. And that's what the goal is when we're doing this also with our animals, because we're helping them. We're helping their energy to move stagnant energy along the meridian, or blocked or stagnant energy. And these points also relate to where they are on the body too. That's kind of a secondary thing to what I'm talking about tonight. But they're so interesting. I love it. I love researching all this stuff and finding out more about where the names came from and things like that. I'm not going into all the names tonight, but you do get that stuff in the class. So let's go to the animal communication. Animals are energetic beings that telepathically communicate naturally. That's how they are dealing with each other. That's how they're picking up things about us that we often don't even think about. They love when we communicate with them. They love to finally, if they've never had somebody consciously try to communicate with them, they're so excited to have the chance to speak finally. So, but the one main area that Sorry. Got carried away with that mute button. So you still don't have audio? Still no? Is it back? I know we're on a delay, so you may now be hearing me. Can you hear me now? Okay, here we go. That guy's from this area. Can you hear me now, guy? I knew his neighbor, the Verizon guy. It's an aside. But anyway, so animals communicate through the heart. And so we're sending and receiving messages through the heart. Okay, thank you. So this is a little bit of a mini animal communication exercise in communication through the heart. So we're going to picture our animal that we want to communicate with in our mind's eye. And then focus on our heart center, heart chakra, whatever you want to refer to it as, energy center. Breathe into that slowly and gently. Some like to do 4 seconds in the nose and 8 seconds out the mouth. It's whatever works for you. I know, right? No more mute button for me. This could be a problem. Like that guy on the behavior panel, if anyone watches that. The guy on the lower right, it's a great show on YouTube, but he always like starts talking. The other 3 guys are watching him. And he always has his mute button on, and they just sit there and they wait for him to realize it. Anyway. All right. So that was my Cheyenne. It's her day. So she's piping up apparently. I had the cutest picture, and unfortunately I couldn't. I'm sorry, I'm digressing completely. I'm a little all over the place, but maybe I have it. I want to show you guys. This is the cutest thing ever. All right, let me come back to it after. I'm sorry. I'm like going all over the place. But all right, so yes, yeah, Mark Bowden, he's the blonde guy, I think. And then I think it's Scott or Scott's one, Greg's one, and then it's the other one, I think, right? Yeah, they're so good. I can't think of his name. If anybody can think of it. So anyway, back to animal communication. So breathing into the heart, picture the animal in our mind's eye, and then picture a beautiful white light emanating from your heart. And then see that white light flowing into your pet and filling them with all the love that you have for them. And then begin to notice that light is moving very gently back and forth and back and forth. Alex, good to see you. We're doing a meditation on communicating with animals. So we're sending this white light into the heart of your pet or your animal. And you notice that the white light just gently flows back and forth. Back and forth. It's like a very easy, slow game of tennis. Like the waves of the ocean that are very gentle. Not during a hurricane. And once you feel that you've made a real connection where that energy is going back and forth, just send a message to your animal that you're learning to understand them, to be able to hear them, to feel what they're feeling, understand what they're thinking. Trust that this is how animals communicate. And there actually really is not much you have to do. You're really just receiving information and just letting it flow back and forth. It's just a silent conversation of energy. If anyone's trying that, let me know how that experience is for them. They feel like it's grounding, if they feel like they're picking up or sending information. Oh, you got a new puppy. That's right. I think I saw that, Alex. Yeah, so actually that's what we're talking about tonight is the new ones, essentially, but also just helping animals with stress or transitions, anything really. Did a couple acupressure points before, so you might want to come back later if you have a chance to get those in, because you can share those with your puppy, and one of them particularly is good for focus. So some things that you could talk about with your new animal family member. To begin with, you can actually ask an animal before you even bring them into your home how they feel about coming into your home, and just talk with them before, you're at the shelter, wherever. Send and receive information. Oh, thank you, Alex. It's a little crazy last minute today. Been a little all over the place, but thank you. So you can ask an animal before you even bring them into your home if, what they think about the fact that you live in the city in an apartment, and see what that feels like for them. Do you get the feeling that that's going to work for them? If you're really connecting with this animal, is there a compromise? Maybe they say, I really like to be in the park. Well, say you live in New York and you're near Central Park, if you're lucky enough to be that close to Central Park. See if that feels right for your potential new fur kit. And you can really tease out, like, is this going to be a good fit before you go into it? And, once you do have them come home, there's so many different things. I mean, with a puppy, I remember with Cheyenne, there was the potty training was crazy. Going in and out. It was a winter, really rough winter too here. And I worked with her with animal communication to talk about, what the goal is here. And it's something that often you do have to repeat many times. I will tell you, some animals get it like that, but don't get discouraged if you need to do this a little bit more with them, because they're puppies, they're learning, you've got to give them some patience with this. So talking with them about what it is that you're hoping for them to do, and just show them. So you swear he speaks English. He knows everything I say and feel. That's so cool. Oh, that's so sweet that Pearl perks up when she hears me. Aw, Pearl. That's so great. I appreciate that. So also just asking them and doing check-ins around, like, how are you doing in our new home? Like, how are you feeling about the family? How are you feeling about your bed? How are you feeling about anything at all? You can check in with them on their food. Pet siblings, so other animals in the home, other children in the home, for instance. So you're wondering, and how would a dog feel when a hurricane is close by or a big storm? A lot of them sense it. I mean, you see these things about animals running away from these big weather events, and everyone kind of realizes that the animals knew or felt it coming. So, I feel like they sense it. They start acting different. my animals pick up on it, and they feel. I always feel like they feel it's almost like a buzzing, the vibration in the air, like they're sensing that. Um, and instinctually they know often to get away from the really bad ones. Are you guys being affected? So, you Melmac, you have this hurricane hitting you. Are you also, Alex? Are you too far? Oh, you moved by your mom's. Oh, at the Outer Banks. Okay. Um, are you guys safe? Is this like, I know it was like the Florida part, but I don't know what's going on right now with it. Yeah, I hope you guys are okay. So that would actually be a good opportunity to do some of those points we mentioned. I'm not sure what that means, Melmac. Sloppy seconds? Around 222. Oh, of Ian. Okay. Of the hurricane. Okay, got it. Hi, Shay Shay. I know, I'm talking about you. I know, but you're too big. I can't. I'd put you on my lap, but I don't think you'll be too cooperative. I know you. I wish you could sit on my lap. Um, so you guys are doing okay. Second landfall coming. Some bad storms should be fine. Okay. Well, that's good. I hope you guys are all safe and it doesn't really get you too bad. So this would be a good time, if your pets were seeming like they were getting upset about the feeling of the storm coming or hearing it, you could do these points on them and help them to ground and calm and just send them that message, send them that light, send them your love, and just say, you're protected. We're taking care of you. You can show them. A lot of times what I do when there's like a thunderstorm or something going on outside that's scaring my animals is I send them the image of the structure around them, like the house being around them, the building they're in, the home, whatever they're in, even if you're not home. If you're even in a car, you can show them the structure of the car around them. And you can even show them the rain or, whatever is going on outside, just staying outside of it. And then, focus on them inside. Show them inside with you and send them that calm energy. Reinforce that you're inside and this is safe. And you look around, there's walls here. And then that stuff's out there. And we have walls. And we're in here. And I'm protecting you and you're safe. I know. I wish I could get her on here. Shy. I don't think so. I wanted to show you guys that picture. Her baby picture is the cutest thing that's ever happened. I swear. The funny thing was that when I went to pick her up on her gotcha day, 9 years ago today, I wish I could find this picture, because the picture that I saw online was a little different than what she actually looked like when I picked her up. It was quite different, actually. She was the cutest. Oh my gosh, she was the cutest puppy. And the picture online, when I went to pick her up, they brought her in with her brother, and they were like, "There she is!" Like, and I was like, "Where? Where?" Like, I saw these two dogs and I thought, well, who, where is she? These are her siblings, right? And they were like, there she is. And I went, it's like, oh, she changed from that time. She was from North Carolina, actually. And the picture was taken in North Carolina in the shelter. And then by the time she got up here, it was a few weeks after that. And dogs change quickly. So she's 45 or so pounds now, so hard to get her up here. I really wish I could show you this picture. It's so cute. So yeah, reinforcement is, yeah, thank you. Everyone says happy anniversary, Shy. She had a nice walk today. I put a video out, and she went without her brother, so that was nice for her because he kind of takes over. He's German Shepherd. That's what they tend to do. Oh my gosh, so cute. Oh, let me see if I can send this. I have to. I'm sorry. It's so cute. I know, it's like other people's dog pictures. I love other people's dog pictures, but that doesn't mean you want to see mine. Let me see if it'll pick up. I'm trying to send it to my computer. Oh, house disappears in Florida. It's the storm. Just got a message. Did it show up? No, don't cancel it. What did you see? I don't know. Now I'm worried. All right, well. I don't know. There's no way for me to do that, and I'm sure this is not very exciting for people. So, let me share one more thing. I'm trying here. I know, because I never show my pet. Well, I do. When I do demonstrations, I do. And then Gia's, Gia. She makes herself known. I don't think it's going to come on. I'm trying to do like an airdrop, and my computer doesn't like that. It's not doing it while I'm on here. Oh, wait, there it is. Wait. Oh. I obviously need attention right now. Let me show my whole computer here. Okay. Oh, the things we can do with the technology. Wait. No. Okay, so this is in North Carolina when she was a baby. Oh yeah, you should send me their baby photos. We could do a party. Okay. I just I'm sure on the replay I just lost anybody that was watching, but okay, there she is. Okay, so this is what I saw online. Okay, seriously. Okay, see, I already lost Alex. She was like, enough of this. All right, well, thanks for stopping by, Alex. Bye, be safe. Yeah, we should do that. We could do a collage. Definitely. Yeah, definitely. Do that. Send me your pictures at my email's Ann with an E at intuitivetouchanimalcare.com. Thank you for coming by, Alex. Check out Alex's show. I forgot to say that. Alex Erickson. She has. I'm so bad at this. I don't know how to. This Alex has a show. If you like true crime, she has an excellent show. I'm so sorry. I'm not used to having other creators on here, so it didn't occur to me. She has a great true crime show. Please tell her that I did mention this if she's already gone. And she's wonderful. She's just really nice. She's really just genuinely good person. So yeah, so this is my baby, and this is what I saw. Oh, good. Okay, Alex. So I just mentioned your show and sending people, anybody that watches this over there. Most of the people on here watch your show, I think so, but maybe on the replay. Thank you. Okay, so this is her, and then what came was a little different when I showed up to pick her up. I'm in New Jersey, and it was a few weeks, so, but I was so happy. So it's fine. It didn't have to be the same. She seemed to have stretched out and got a little less fuzzy, and I just didn't recognize her at first. And but she's a beautiful, beautiful dog, actually. Thank you, Melmac. There. Okay, you got her channel. Cool. Um, okay, cool. Good night. So she still does that cute thing with her arm too. If I pick her up, she wraps it. Like I don't pick her up a lot, but taking her out of a car or whatever. So I would talk with her back on track about not peeing inside, that we need to work on getting her outside. And I would talk with her about her food, like likes and dislikes. I transitioned her because when they gave me her food, it was kibble and I feed raw. So I talked to her about the change in food, which really she was pretty happy about. So that wasn't a big deal. And I had also prepared the other animals when she came into the home. And, I had actually lost my dog, Misha, prior to her. It was on September 13th, actually. I think it was, or 12th, that Misha passed that month, literally. And I was just so devastated. And I actually have a whole children's album about Misha. And I inspired by her. So Misha had just passed, so I had to talk to the other animals about bringing another dog into the home so quickly. And this was her, and she's adorable and cute and wonderful. But all these things can be discussed with them, and it can help the transition go much smoother to have these kinds of conversations with them, both before and after they're in the home. And check in with them. See, are things going okay? Is there anything we can do different that would make you feel better? Can we compromise on anything? So there's so many different, uses for animal communication. It's just like having somebody in your family that you converse with, and respecting the animal's feelings, respecting their perspective is a huge part of it. And it goes a long way to maintaining balance in the home. Just like when we brought this one in, our Gia, and she's like a force to be reckoned with. And we already had a cat, so we have a cat, Gracie. So we had to have some conversations about that. And we have ongoing conversations. How do you feel about this? How do you feel about this one? How do you feel about the way that they're acting? Those are all things that you can communicate with them about. So there really is no limit. I guess I could take this down. So cute. So any questions? I know I've kind of been a little all over the place. I'm getting that hurricane energy. I start to get affected by storms. I don't know if anyone else is like this, but I feel it like way far away. Like it probably is sort of affecting me a little bit that this hurricane is traveling up the coast, even though I'm in Jersey, but it's just energy, and the planet, it's connected. It's all connected. And so, all right. Well, I don't see any questions. I appreciate everyone hanging in there with me going on my tangents and muting myself. But yeah, send me your baby pictures. I would love to post them and do a little collage. So, all right. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. When you finish the conversation with them, it's nice to just, with your pet, sometimes it just becomes like second. It's like living with someone. It's not as formal, but when, it's sometimes nice just to acknowledge that you've understood, that especially if you're having a more in-depth conversation with them about something more like serious or weighty, to acknowledge that you understand, and, it's just respectful. Oh, no, it's on topic. Have you ever communicated with wild animals? Yes, definitely. Excuse me. Yeah. There's a couple episodes on here. There's some wild animal conversation. Zebras. There's some zebras that got loose near Washington a while back, or Maryland. I forget exactly where it was. I talked about it in that episode. It's also elephants. I think I've just done a general one too, maybe about like communicating with wild animals. But you can communicate with wild animals, any animals at all. Any bugs, snakes, which are a challenge for me. That's my big. Like to, I respect all animals and beings, but snakes are a little bit of a challenge for me. And funny enough, I married someone who really likes snakes. We don't have a snake though. We're not going to either. Even though one day he wants one, but he's not getting one. So, oh, thank you for yes, and thank you. Like, subscribe, notification bell to be notified when we go live. I appreciate you mentioning that, Melmac. Thank heavens for you. Thank you. I forget these things. So yeah, but and I can do an episode about that again if people would be interested, about talking to wild animals. Suggestions for episodes are greatly appreciated. Definitely. You can email me, and with an E, at Intuitive Touch. Or just put it in the comments. That's probably easier. Does he have some, or maybe for Christmas? And hint, hint. Oh, the snake? No. It's a thing with me. I don't know. I see him outside sometimes, and I'm like, I act ridiculous. The funny thing was, I had a neighbor who was very brave. She was very I don't know, she was just one of those very things, just brave, I guess would be the word. And her fiance at the time didn't like snakes, and the two of us were out there with the dogs, and we saw a snake, and the two of us, him and I, flipped out, screamed like little girls, and hightailed it back into our apartments. Dogs behind us, oh yeah, get them too. And but she would scare them off. She wasn't afraid, but her fiance and then my husband really likes snakes too. He's had them previously, but not with me. Yes, I like to leave the chat up. Two things. I've had an issue with my chat disappearing, and I actually tried to make sure my settings were right, and they are, so it shouldn't be disappearing. But there is a thing on YouTube where if you edit anything out of a video, automatically the whole chat goes instantly. They don't let you keep your chat. So on a video like tonight where I have been muted, that would be, if I had the time, which I'm not sure I do, but I would be cutting out stuff, and then the chat goes bye-bye. But I have it. I need to put it in the description. I didn't today. I've been extremely busy getting the course up and running and as I want it. Oh, you had a rattlesnake come in your house? Your dog? What happened when she found him? I forget. Tabitha's your cat, though, probably, right? Not your dog. Sorry. What happened, though? That's scary. I lived in a house a long time ago where the woman that lived there previously went down to a basement there, went down to the basement and was like rummaging around and found a nest of snakes in the basement. I want to say they were rattlesnakes, but I could be making that up. I could be being dramatic. I don't know. Because there are some around here, but not a lot. That was actually when I lived in like mid-state New York, like a town called Beacon. But so there would be more likely to be rattlesnakes in that kind of place, but not as many around here. It's a little too urban, too close to the city, but we do see snakes here. And I will communicate with them, and I do respect them, and I think it's important that we do communicate with animals that we have issues with, and respect them, and not hurt them. But I don't know. I was raised Catholic, and I'm not really Catholic anymore. I'm Christian, but I think it gets in there, that whole the snake thing, and there's all these images, like they have statues I remember in kindergarten and other ages of like Mary with a snake around the bottom. So, and it's probably probably that. So Tabitha and the other girls unlocked them in the bedroom, scooped him up in a box. Oh, and waited until to go home, and we drove him out into the country. Oh. It was right next to Contessa's water bowl. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. That would really freak me out. Oh, he had to take him. He had to like take him into the country. Oh gosh, that would be, I'm gonna have like nightmares. This is a terrible thing to admit to as an animal communicator, but I like to be honest. I'm not, can't lie. That is a little bit of a thing. Oh my gosh, you were on a ladder and everything. Oh gosh. Her tail, I'm sure her tail floofed out. Oh, you have pictures. Oh gosh. Don't send those to me. Can't imagine what this beast would do to a snake. Yeah, that's scary. Ooh. Maybe I should do a live about that, about talking to an animal that scares me or scares people, freaks people out. I don't know. What do you think? Something like that. Oh, she's having a little puppy dream. Cheyenne, she's doing that. Let me know what people think in the comments or in the chat, if for an idea around that, on a wild animal or scary animals to people, that kind of a thing. All right. Sure. Okay. You called Fish and Wildlife, but they said they were considered a nuisance animals, and I would have to call Pest Control Company, and they would come out and kill it. Oh, we didn't want to kill it. Well, that was nice of you, not to murder it. My husband would like pick it up. Maybe not a rattlesnake. He probably wouldn't do that, but he would pick it up. He's been bit a bunch of times too. Like he used to do landscaping and he's a contractor and he's been bit. Therapy for us all. Yeah. We could do that. I could do an episode where we people tell me what their fear is and I can tune into the energy and just describe it, or have you know what, I could do like I did tonight, which would be better, to do like a guided thing where I help people. It's actually in one of my classes, helping people tune in to animals that like freak them out. I have another one. See, even worse maybe. It's those water bugs, and there's a lot of them here, and the cats love them. They love to chase them down, and oh, they really freak me out. They crawl on the ceiling and the walls and everything. Oh God, there's so many little legs, and that was actually a communication I did in a class too, many years ago as a student when I was like learning to teach the animal communication, and I tuned into the energy of those things with the little legs, those water buggy things. I think they're called like millipedes, but I don't know if they're the same exactly as a millipede, but I had a conversation about like trying to understand what it was that bothered me so much. Um, he didn't cause harm. We were confused as to how it got inside. Yeah. We only fear are wasps. Oh. It is a major phobia. I was attacked unprovoked as a child, and that did it. Okay. You know, it's funny. The girl that is not afraid of snakes, that her fiance and I screamed like little girls. She was terrified of bees, and I think something like that happened to her too. I am not afraid of bees at all. Like, and I've been stung a few times, but they don't scare me at all. Do a short video if you decide to do reptiles. I think many would be interested. Yeah, you're right. I could. I could do something like that. Good idea. So, well, I appreciate your thoughts, everyone. I appreciate your ideas, definitely. All right. Well, everybody, just, I guess, just stay safe wherever you are. I hope that the hurricane just, goes out to the ocean and doesn't, I don't know. I know it's caused some destruction already, but I hope it's not too bad. So prayers for everybody that's in the line of that or been affected by it, and animals too, people's animals. Bees are okay. Wasp will attack meanies. I guess I haven't really had too much of a wasp thing around me. I haven't been exposed to them too much. I did get ants in my pants when I was little at the Houston Zoo. We went down there. My mother's from Houston. We went down to visit her family, and I was sitting against a tree, and I guess at some point I was like saying to my mother, like, I'm so itchy. Like, what is that? And I was a little kid, and I had ants in my pants, like a lot of ants. Me and hornets, just nope. I don't think I've seen too many wasps in my life, but yeah, I guess we all have something. My husband doesn't like spiders, and his last name is Webb. So there's an interesting story about that too. I mentioned that Misha passed. I had written a blog article. I used to write a lot of blogs before like the video thing became more, and I still have it on my site. And it was about a spider that was in my tub, I think, and the interconnectedness of everything. This conversation I had with the spider, and it's always been interesting to me because my dog passed suddenly, like the next day after I posted that, and it just, I don't know, I kind of like the interconnectedness thing meant a lot to me with that, and maintaining my connection to her. But then, and also I had just recorded her album. I wrote this children's album with her music, and I literally had just I'm sorry, I had done in February, and then I wrote the book for it the day before she passed, not knowing that she was going to pass. And I had had it in my head for so long. I wanted to write the book, and I just, something spurred me to sit down and write it. It ended up being a very rough draft. I'm still having it edited to get it out, but many years later. But yeah, so, and then I ended up marrying someone with the last name Webb, which I just thought was interesting, that article has like meant so many things on so many levels, and that communication with that spider has meant so many things on so many levels. So yeah, they don't bother me either, and they scare my husband, who loves snakes. It's so funny how people with the last name Webb. So I don't go figure. uh, Yeah, they kind of do. They just want to be left alone. And oh, the imperial leaping spider. So I'll have to look that up. All right. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for being here. And once again, I keep saying this, but once again, stay safe and let me know your thoughts and ideas and baby pictures. All righty. Take care, everybody, and have a great evening. Bye.